All right, welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving into this incredibly chilling documentary script called The Ghost in the Sky. It's all about unpacking the sheer mythology of the F-22 Raptor. Now, if you know aviation, you definitely know this jet. But what's truly fascinating is exactly how this script frames its terrifying dominance. Let's just jump right in.
So, the script doesn't just hit you with loud explosions or a wall of technical specs. Instead, total darkness. You just hear this low building rumble. A single radar blip flickers on a screen, and then it's just gone. The narrator comes in super tense and says, somewhere above the clouds, something is watching. It is such a brilliant, suspenseful cold open. It completely sets the stage with this unseen threat hovering right above you.
Which leads us to a pretty terrifying question. What actually happens when your radar just can't see the threat? You know, out there in modern aerial combat, your radar is literally your only set of eyes. By the time an enemy actually realizes they aren't alone up there, well, it's already way too late.
Then, boom, the script cuts from that dark, tense screen to the clouds totally parting. We get this massive, roaring reveal of the F-22 Raptor, this sleek silver jet just knifing through the air. As the script points out, this machine was born straight out of intense Cold War fears and forged in absolute secrecy. It was built for one reason and one reason only: to own the sky and never, ever give it back.
And here's the thing. The Raptor has been in service for over 2 decades now. In the military aviation world, 20 years is an absolute eternity. But its record? Spotless. It has never been shot down, never been outmatched. The documentary really hammers home this flawless combat history to show why it's undefeated. I mean, it's not just a good fighter plane, it is practically untouchable.
So how exactly do you pull off a 20-year undefeated streak? The script shifts gears here, showing these fast-cut visuals of cockpit displays and classified stealth coatings to give us the secret. They didn't just build a fast plane, they engineered a literal ghost. There's this brilliant contrast the script uses that just perfectly nails how this stealth works. To an enemy radar operator, the F-22 registers as a tiny little blip. We're talking the size of a small bird. But the reality? It's a massive, highly lethal fighter jet bearing right down on them. It's wild to think that the physical shape of this huge metal machine was specifically designed to just turn into thin air on a screen. But hey, stealth is really only half the equation here. The documentary highlights this mind-blowing capability called supercruise. Basically, the Raptor's twin engines can push the jet right past the speed of sound without even touching the afterburners. That means it strikes with staggering speed while keeping its stealth intact, completely avoiding that massive glowing heat signature that regular afterburners put out. So you combine that invisibility with that kind of speed and you get total aerial superiority. The script points out that in a dogfight, this jet can outturn, outclimb, and literally outthink almost anything else in the sky. It's this crazy mix of raw physical agility and sheer computing power that just completely overwhelms whoever it's up against. It's a true apex predator. All right, let's take a breath here, because the documentary slows down for a second, dropping the music to a low rumble as the jet banks into a sun flare. It forces us to face a pretty heavy reality. Power like this, it doesn't come easy. Building a ghost out of titanium and highly classified software comes with a monumental price tag. $150 million. It's a staggering number, right? The script brings this up to put the immense resources into perspective. And actually, keep in mind, that isn't for the whole development program. That is the price tag for one single jet.
And because of that insane investment, the supremacy has consequences. The tech inside this thing is considered so highly classified, so incredibly dangerous if it fell into the wrong hands, that the US absolutely refuses to sell it. Period. No other country can own one. It is strictly off-limits even to America's closest allies.
And you know, that exclusivity just feeds right into the mythology. The script cuts to this moody footage of pilots suiting up and shares this quote that is almost eerie. The pilots say it feels less like they're flying it and more like it's flying them. Just think about that. The machine is so advanced, so perfectly tuned. It's like it becomes an extension of the pilot's own nervous system.
That supernatural connection is exactly why its training record is so crazy. In simulated combat, the F-22 has routinely faced dozens of enemy jets at the exact same time. Dozens, and it walks away completely untouched. That right there is why some experts call it the deadliest fighter ever built. But, as the script notes, others just call it a ghost.
As the documentary brings everything full circle, we watch the jet climb straight up into the clouds until it completely disappears, and the script drops this incredible line:
Ghosts don't need to be seen to be feared. They only need to be real. Just the terrifying reality that the Raptor is out there somewhere. That's more than enough to strike absolute fear into any adversary.
Finally, the screen cuts to black. Total silence. And we're left with this final cementing thought. F-22 Raptor. Undefeated. It perfectly wraps up 2 decades of total aerial dominance into one single powerful word.
But just before it ends, the narrator leans in with an intense whisper, leaving us with one last, lingering thought. Somewhere, right now, might one be watching? It's such a brilliant piece of cinematic suspense, it really leaves you looking up at the sky with this deep sense of awe. Well, thank you so much for joining me on this explainer today. Until next time, keep looking up.